What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Triple Threat Show. As always, I'm your host, Meryl Fatemi. If you guys didn't see the previous video, go back to the YouTube channel, go back to the channel, click that previous video from earlier, from a couple minutes ago, because this is a continuation of that one. And that's how we're doing these for today. This is how we're doing the show for today. But for this episode, for this video, we're going to talk a little bit about the preseason matchups happening today, because, of course, it's week one of the preseason. Yesterday was day one, but it wasn't week one. Today is Friday. It's going all the way through Sunday, and I cannot wait for the rest of these games. I can't wait. This NFL season is going to be unbelievable. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be anything and everything. Some of the unexpected, some of the expected, and everything in between. But let's get into today. It's still the preseason. For the NFL slate today, there's one game in particular that I'm really looking forward to, and that's we'll start off. Let's start off this segment with that. A couple days ago, I believe it was Monday. It was earlier this week. There was a fight, if you didn't see it, all over Adam Schefter, all over the internet, all over the sports world, the NFL world. There was a fight in the Patriots and Commanders joint practice. They were having a little bit of a scrimmage. They were going out there throwing on there because of course you have fans out there that come out to some of your preseason practices. They were having a little bit of a scrimmage. No fans, no nothing, or no legit fans, no implications. Just a practice, just a little practice scrimmage. Just get 7-on-7, not against just your offense and your defense. Let's get some other teams. Let's get some other organizations involved here. Let's have some fun. That's what it's for. That's what it's all about. Just some classic 7-on-7 fun. There was a little bit of a fight. And we saw Mike Vrabel get involved and have a little bit of a bloody nose. Got right in the middle of the thick of the fight to separate those guys. Um, to just get down to what happened, just brief recap of what happened, how it started. Travion Henderson, the new running back, for the second round pick. He's the first or second round pick. I can't remember. Running back out of Ohio State went for a chop block. Nobody knows exactly who it was on. People say it was Von Miller. Uh, it was the defensive line. It was a linebacker. Some people say it was Von Miller. Let's just say it was Von Miller. Goes for a chop block on Von Miller. Von Miller gets right back up and gets in Henderson's face. And from there, it was just a brawl. All the all the other players on the field got together, and so did the coaches in the organization and the sidelines. One of those guys was Mike Vrabel. The reason why Von Miller got so angry is because the Patriots reportedly were kicking their behind, their rear. I don't really feel like saying the word, but you know what I'm saying. They were handing them the business. The Patriots look like they just look phenomenal. They look phenomenal in training camp. They've looked unbelievable. And today they go up against those same Commanders on television. And on top of that, it is the ceremony, the statue ceremony, unveiling of the greatest quarterback, one of the greatest players to ever play the game, probably the greatest champion in all of sports outside of Bill Russell, Tom Brady. Tom Brady will have his statue unveiled at New England at Foxborough Stadium tonight. It is going to be an unbelievable night. It is going to be a memorable night for anybody from the Boston area. You best believe I will be watching it. I cannot wait to see it. I'll probably, if you guys want to see more content about that, some updates, be sure to check out Boston Sports Takes on TikTok. I'll be there. But that is what we got going on tonight. It is a big night in New England. It is a big night in Foxborough. And it is a big night to see what this Patriots team is. Because this is a team that has done nothing but improve throughout the offseason. They bring in Mike Vrabel. They fire um, Gerard Mayo last year before the playoffs began. Was it before the playoffs began? I was either before the playoffs began or right after the Super Bowl. One of the two, I forget. Um, they bring in Mike Vrabel. They sign Stephon Diggs, and they've done nothing but improve. They've done phenomenal. They add a big time offensive tackle from LSU in the draft. They've done a phenomenal job. They continue to develop with Drake May and that young offense. They've revamped that defense, bring in a big time corner. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. The guy from the Detroit Lions. I'll bring his name up if I remember it. I apologize. But across the board, they've revamped this defense. They've been really active across the board on the defensive end of the ball, and they've really done well. The question is, we always knew their defense was going to be good. They were above average last year, but we knew they were going to be good this year. The question is their offense going to be better? Is their offense going to be revamped? Yeah, it's safe to say yes. This is a Patriots team that looks not that Drake May. The one thing that Mike Vrabel continues to mention throughout training camp, or has mentioned through training camp, is how many he's on microphone saying it. How many touchdowns scored? How many touchdowns do we score? Not enough. That's literally what he says every time. He doesn't give you a number. He doesn't give you an opportunity to even rebut because the answer is not enough. The question for this team in winning games, because they were close in every one of their games, even against a lot of those teams, a lot of those top teams in the AFC, they did really well. Their problem was on the offensive end. The problem was they weren't able to move the ball fluidly. And some of that happens when you have a guy like Gerard Mayo as his first time as a first time head coach, a defensive guy, a former defensive coordinator. You bring him in, of course, the defense is going to be big time or is going to be good, but your issues are going to be on offense. And you could say the same thing. Why is Mike Vrabel going to be different? Because this is the same Mike Vrabel that brought the Tennessee Titans to the number one seed in the AFC. This is the same Mike Vrabel that brought the Tennessee Titans to the AFC Championship game. What was it, 5 years ago now? In 2019, I believe, against the Kansas City Chiefs. It was either 2019 or 2021. I can't remember. This is a big time. This is a big time head coach that has a lot of playoff experience. Was a is a Hall of Famer. Was a Super Bowl champion with these New England Patriots. Has a lot of history with the organization. Has a lot of history in the NFL. Has a lot of experience. And you add Stephon Diggs. You add a reliable weapon. You continue to add to the defensive end. You continue to develop with Drake May. You beef up that offensive line so Drake May has a decent pocket to throw the ball. This is a team that's going to be good this year. You continue to develop Kayshon Boutte and the rest of that wide receiver room. Nick Polk across the board, across the board. This is you bring in a great running back in Travion Henderson to play with Ramondre Stevenson. This is a team that is going to make news. Is going to make ripples in the NFL this year. I'm not saying as far as they're going to win the division, but I would go as far as saying I would lean more than 50%. Yeah, probably more than 50% that they'll make the wild card. I really think so. As good as the AFC West is, as decent as the AFC North is, AFC South, forget about it. That's all we got to say. Just forget about it. The AFC East, Bills, Bills, yes. Dolphins, nah, they got worse. Jets, forget about it. Across the board, this is a Patriots team in a weaker conference that could make news, that could make ripples in the AFC. It's just going to be about who they can beat, if they can beat some of those teams on that schedule of theirs. It starts tonight against the Commanders on a big night. Tom Brady's statue unveiling. There's going to be a lot of people there. Tom Brady will be there. There'll be a lot of people with eyes on this game. It's time to put on a show. I doubt anybody sees this, but if anybody sees this from the New England Patriots, it's time to put on a show. If there was a moment for you guys to step out and burst onto the scene and show what you guys can do, I'm not saying you could play your starters a full game. No. But you have a very good team. You have a lot of depth and you have a lot of great things to look forward to. Show off in the first quarter. Show off in the second quarter. Let Drake May run the first half, and then I don't know who their backup is right now. They traded Joe Milton, so I'm not sure who their backup will be. But put on a show, win the game, and have fun because that's all that really matters. I think this is going to be a really fun New England Patriots team, and I can't wait for later tonight. I think that is probably the biggest game of the night. The only thing that comes close to that, I'd say for sure. I mean, it's really close, but just because of the Tom Brady situation and everything over there, that's why I say it's bigger. The other one, Cleveland Browns, taking on the Carolina Panthers later tonight at 7 o'clock. Well, why would you say it's a big deal? It's the Browns, the Panthers. They're just two crappy teams that really aren't playing for a whole lot. It's preseason. You guys know the guy named Shedeur Sanders, the fifth round pick, the guy that fell to the fifth round. The people that said some people said he was going to be a second round pick. Some people had the the confidence. I wouldn't say gall, the confidence to say he was going to be a first round pick. He was a fifth round pick. I got Deion Sanders' son, one of the best, most talented athletic freaks to ever play ever in sports. One of the best players to ever step foot on a field. Played the MLB plus the NFL at the same time. Multi athlete player. Could multi positional player in the NFL. Could played in the MLB at the same time. This is a guy in Deion Sanders that's coaching in Colorado right now. Brought Formerly brought Jacksonville State to their first division crown, to their first conference crown. Went undefeated. Transferred to Colorado 2 years ago. Yeah, this past year didn't has had the greatest track record in Colorado, but decently has brought them some success. This is a team that was ranked at one point top 25. This is a team in Colorado that's going to be. This is a guy in Shedeur Sanders that played with his dad, that was coached by his dad, and that's why a lot of people are worried about his attitude. People are saying he's an attitude problem and this and that. But I also do think he's built for this moment. This is a guy that's faced this adversity time and time again. And tonight, he's going to have the chance to prove what he has in that Cleveland Browns organization. I've been on the record on this show saying that I think he's going to be the second round, or he's going to be the second string guy. He's going to be the backup to Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco starts the season, followed by Shedeur Sanders, followed by Dylan Gabriel. And then Kenny Pickett on the back line. Kenny Pickett. That's just yeah. Kenny Pickett is on back line. Um, Across the board, this is a Browns team that we have to we this is a game that we have to pay attention to. This is a QB battle between Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. Regardless of what people say that Shedeur Sanders is the fourth string guy right now, people are saying that the depth chart that's been released is Joe Flacco first, Kenny Pickett second, followed by Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur at fourth. No. People are saying that he's complaining that he's not getting first round reps, and there's a lot of news going on around the media team. If you By media team I mean ESPN. A lot of show hosts Lewis Riddick, Stephen A. Smith are saying that he's being set up for failure. I agree with, but at the same time, I think this is a guy, Shedeur Sanders, that's going to go out and put on an absolute show tonight. I would be shocked if he go out go I mean, there's a chance that he goes out there and puts on a dud, and everything that they're saying is true. But I don't think that Shedeur Sanders is going to go quiet into the night like that. This is a guy, Shedeur Sanders, that's turned some heads over there in Cleveland so far in training camp. That's done really well with the second rep team. He hasn't held a lot of reps with the first team with Cedric Tillman and the rest of those guys, but he's done really well with the second team, with the backups. Tonight is going to be his chance with the first team. Tonight is going to be his chance going up against a real first in game experience, going up against I don't know exactly how the quarterbacks, who's going to play first and second. I'm not sure about how that's going to go. But across the board, we have to pay attention to this Browns team. We have to. We have to pay attention to how Shedeur Sanders is going to play tonight. And I think he's going to do well. I'm hoping he does well because I want this nonsense to stop. I'm not saying that they're slandering him and that is any I'm not saying it's deserved or any of that because it's not. But Shedeur Sanders is a guy that comes from well a guy from a guy named Deion Sanders. He's Deion Sanders' son, and Sanders has really protected and in a way helped him blossom up. And some people say he's been shielded and protected away from a lot of the adversity. He's been getting given special treatment. I mean, he just has special. He has You can say he's special privilege, but he also just has. He's in a situation where he has that resource. It's not his fault. Nonetheless, we have to give Shedeur Sanders a chance tonight. I'm trying to find out. I'm scouring through Twitter. Okay, never mind. I found it. Apparently, Shedeur Sanders is going to be starting tonight in the preseason opener, which is even bigger news. In that case, this is bigger than the Patriots news, and I apologize that I started with the Patriots in that one. But nonetheless, Shedeur Sanders is going to be starting here tonight. All the pressure is going to be on him. He's going to be going up against the first strings of that defense. Whoever the Panthers' first defensive guys. He's going to be going up against the Panthers' first team defensive guys, especially a Panthers team with a lot of players that are trying to build and get some opportunities as a first team member. The Browns, they have set in terms of the offense, they have a lot of guys that they can kind of rely upon. They're going to be putting in some of those guys, but they have some star talent that they're just not going to play. I'm really worried, but at the same time, I think Shedeur is going to be okay. I have hope. I have hope that this team is going to be okay. I think that their head coach is going to be okay. I can't remember his name right now off the top of my head. I can picture his face. But this is a team that's going to have this is a guy that's going to have a lot on his back tonight. And I can't wait to come on here on Monday and recap what happens, good or bad. But nonetheless, we have to pay attention to what happens tonight. This is a big game for Shedeur Sanders, and it's going to have a lot of implications, not only on how people see him in the media, but where he's put. Is he going to be cut in the fourth as a fourth string quarterback? Is he going to be second? Is he going to be third? I don't think he's going to get to Joe Flacco's level. Let's see how tonight goes. Nonetheless, that's all I got for this video. That's my preseason news. Outside of that, the only other game tonight is the Lions and the Falcons. It's gonna be interesting to see how the whole missed from with Ragnow retiring, the offensive lineman Ragnow. I can't remember his first name. Eric Ragnow for the Lions. How that's gonna be filled. They do draft an offensive lineman in the third round from Georgia, so we'll see how that all fits in going up against the Falcons in Atlanta. But those are the three games. Browns, Panthers at 7 all two of them at 7 o'clock. Browns, Panthers, Lions, Falcons, and then Commanders, Patriots at 7:30. Um, Stick around for our next video. Coming up next, we're gonna be switching gears over to the UFC with some UFC news coming out early or yesterday. And yeah, be sure for more content updates, be sure to click on the next video coming up next on YouTube. Till then, bye bye.